500,000. 500,000. Like, comment, subscribe. Check out the stream. Tune in. I stream 1 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay, goodbye. I mean, not goodbye. Let's start.
New MrBeast allegations have just dropped, and it's not looking good for Jimmy.
My thing muted.
I don't know if this was a picture. New MrBeast allegations have just dropped, and it's not looking good for Jimmy. So last time we talked about Dogpack404's viral video where a former MrBeast employee exposes Jimmy for allegedly conducting illegal lotteries towards children, promoting gambling, faking his videos, forging signatures, manipulating who wins the prizes and monies in his game shows, and mostly giving it to his friends and employees rather than random viewers, and much more. Now, I mentioned in my last video that MrBeast was actually caught in the same Discord server where Chris Tyson was openly sharing prawn to minors. And now we have allegedly confirmation that it was indeed the real Jimmy, and it is seemingly provable by searching the archives and seeing that his account is linked to the MrBeast gaming channel, which is not possible unless you own the channel and can log in. Meaning essentially, MrBeast lied in his response, saying that he just became aware of Chris's actions in the past few days, when in reality, he knew all along. As we know, he had the lollipop art hanging from his living room wall, and he was in the same server as Chris sending messages, and he was best friends with Chris for over a decade and defended him until the recent drama. Now, it actually gets worse for MrBeast and Chris because 500,000 messages have been released to the public.
500,000! 500,000! I don't even think I sent that many messages. 500,000 messages is insane. Like, no joke. 500,000 messages, that's next level. Holy.
From that Discord server. Keep in mind, this is after Chris and his squad wiped out every message that they thought was incriminating, but there's still so many left. Moreover, Lava, one of the victims who was groomed by Chris, now recognizes that it was inappropriate and wrong what was happening in the server. So let's go over these messages and explore this insane rabbit hole. Here we have a tweet by Dramalert, a thread of all the weird things Chris Tyson allegedly said in the Discord with minors. She's only 14. Damn. Okay, so these messages are from 2018. Somebody posts an attachment. Chris replies saying she's only 14. Damn. And this is allegedly BB, which I'm not gonna say her name, otherwise my last video got age restricted and demonetized, completely suppressed when I said her name. So what did you think she was? 16 and legal in some states. Oof, of course. If she's 14, I'm 14. Chris allegedly sharing links to the famous lollipop artist Shadman, and Chris has linked the website. Chris the meme god, also referred to as Lollipop God, is back. Designated lollipop, yes it's me, yeah you're back, ooh woo. What am I, a parent?
Nah, this server is weird.
Response to a request to delete an NSFW channel because there were minors in the Discord. I don't have any issue with the channel. What I have an issue with are minors that have access to said channel. Chris says, is there even a way to do that? Not really, no. So what do we do, lol? Remove it? No, people like it. Even if there was a way anyone can lie about their age. Yeah, true, and I mean, to be fair, the internet is full of prawn. Discord says if you can't regulate it, don't have one. It's the responsibility of the server owner to prevent minors from viewing prawn materials. Chris responds saying, what am I, a
photographic materials Twitch?
I say we get rid of this because the fan base of MrBeast and Chris are mostly under 18. And Chris obviously completely ignored this and continued going with his absolute degenerate tendencies with minors.
Nah,
Chris
that's
says
weird.
There's nothing more free than peeing in the shower facts, waterproof phone gang, and added an attachment of presumably his image. We only worship Jeebus around here. Challenge accepted. The god. Oh yeah, daddy Chris. That's a lot of moisturizer. Why are you in the shower? I don't know if this was a picture of Chris or something with minimal clothing, but this is bad. This is
really
Allegedly
bad.
Chris Tyson role-playing. No, it is not. Buzzles your necky wecky. Fight me. Love you guys. Nuzzles PP. Nah. Unzips PP. Okay, Chris, you need to be locked up ASAP.
That's
now,
actually insane.
Really
what the
bad
heck?
when you realize that MrBeast was also in the server sending messages. MrBeast and Chris Tyson Discord leaks. MrBeast allegedly complimenting Chris Tyson's
Is
PP
this the
size
downfall of
in Chris's
MrBeast
Discord
chat?
server with minors? No, he's not. His PP isn't big enough. I know. MrBeast, this is the actual MrBeast. No, I know his PP size and it's huge. Beast, are you gay the moment you... Okay. I'll deep throat Chris PP. Haha, MrBeast joins in to comment on my PP size. I love it.
What the heck? That's weird.
Vindication, Jake Franklin, Jake the Viking also tweeted out saying Jimmy knew, and then he says, I called it because these texts have been revealed, and it has been confirmed that it is actually MrBeast. It has been linked to his official account. As
is that
I
probably why
oh
Jake the
Lord,
Viking left the
going to be
MrBeast
a
crew?
long night. Okay, so I gotta mention a couple additional things that are
Y'all
happening
think
on
that's
the
why
side.
Jake the Viking
Chris
left the
Tyson is being
MrBeast crew?
accused of SA by someone. I was SA by Ava Chris Tyson. Moose Skina has come out with their story here. I'm not gonna go into it. You can go ahead and read it if you want. A lot of stuff going on here. I pretty much gotta censor all of this, or is anyone else not surprised? Now, it turns out, because the situation got so huge, Chris Tyson's own sister has come out saying that Chris is faking being trans as a fetish. I'm his sibling. He, and yes, I use the correct pronoun, told me that he got fully aroused when he secretly stole my female clothes and put them on. He's deluded and disturbed, and it's 100% a fetish. He's narcissistic, and professionals have told him he needs a full psych eval. This was
That's actually insane. What the heck? Bro, you know it's bad when your family members are coming out against you. This is really the downfall of MrBeast channel.
would be absolutely groundbreaking if he was mocking the LGBT community by, you know, pretending to be trans or something like that. But I can't confirm any of this. These are allegations from other people, right? So I'm just reporting on it. And before anyone says anything, yes, it is confirmed that is Chris's sister. Former MrBeast employee Jake the Viking says, after seeing all of this, I'm glad that they fired me. I think nobody wants to be involved with MrBeast anymore, and he's gonna have a really hard time hiring people anymore. Now we gotta move on to the MrBeast Games situation. Basically, MrBeast is doing an Amazon show called Beast Games, and it's essentially one of his videos, but on a very wide scale, right? And tons of people are coming out with so many allegations that the environment was incredibly unsafe, with allegedly people being denied medication, being beaten by other contestants, given very little food, some allegations that girls were tackled and assaulted by guys on the show with zero repercussions. MrBeast is a monster. MrBeast's alleged contestant speaks out, claims unfair teams and contestants being depressed after. MrBeast just wants to psychologically disturb people.
They eliminated 400 people the first day. Those 400 people, the majority of them were forced by the other team members to be on the specific team they were. Some were just about physically assaulted to be put onto one team, which ended up making it the weakest team, since it was a lot of elderly people, petite women, and people that just, they weren't willing to take on
Isn't that
six
just
guys
survival
that
of
were
the
surrounding
fittest,
them,
though?
trying to take their vest so that they can actually be on that. Of the 400 people that left, the majority of them, I'd say at least half, are all extremely depressed. MrBeast is a monster, and the games that he does are really cruel and sick. There are a lot of updates that I'm gonna give. I made a video last night when I was prepared and planning on off last night. It was supposed to be $1,000.
In GTA, Twitch, and GTA.
4 months. It was gonna take 4 months to get to me, as MrBeast and his staff knew that I was homeless and had nothing when I went on the show, and I had to buy stuff for wardrobe to be on the show. Many people, sometimes they hadn't gotten their medication for 2 days. Some of it was epileptic medication, really vital, necessary medication.
Okay, so some people are saying that she might be exaggerating,
She might,
blowing it out
honestly
of
might.
proportion, or she's just salty that she lost the game and she didn't win any money and she's a sore loser. Now, that could be the case, but considering she said she wants to game end herself, that would seem sort of serious. Also, you'd think that MrBeast would help out one of the sort of homeless contestants, seems like in line with his values, but apparently not. Now, the only reason I showed this person is because there's also tons of other people coming out saying the same thing, including reporters who went to the location and nurses in nearby hospitals where MrBeast filmed, saying that there were people severely injured and the conditions were super inhumane, right? Where people were denied medication and food and proper hygiene. Now, a blast from the past for Rosanna Pansino, the YouTuber with like 15 million subs, who was complaining about MrBeast's hide and seek challenge. She also made 2 videos about this. Here is the first one.
I wanted to keep you guys
Doesn't she make like cakes and stuff? I remember watching her like a long time ago when she made like Minecraft cakes and stuff like that. Minecraft cakes, Roblox cakes.
People involved with the show all day. At this point, I've lost track, but I think it's nearing like 100 people who have reached out to me with their stories. Each person has their own experience and their own opinions, but overall the stories that I'm hearing just break my heart. I have never heard of anything like this on any set. So today I want to read a statement from another contestant who shares many of the same experiences with the other stories that I'm hearing.
Okay, there's going to be a lot of reading. Feel free to skip this part, but I'll try to interject my commentary and let you know what I actually think. I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. It was really bad. People were having seizures because they weren't getting medication, even though we were promised we would. It was 100% rigged and presented as though the games would be like Squid Games, basically a type of game show where all the games are at an even playing field. That was not at all the case. The games were about speed and strength. I assume this is similar to the Netflix show Physical 100, where it's like physical challenges, right? So only the young athletic males were at an advantage over the women and elderly people that were casted. To make things worse,
about the
men
games,
started realizing they...
I still think that's like to be expect. You have to like expect it, if that makes sense. There might be some games that's about
take
speed
out
and
the
strength.
women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women. 2 girls were tackled and passed out on the field and dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches.
Oh
and
wow,
this
tackling is
straight
crazy.
out of
No.
an absolute horror
They
show.
should have actually published
coming
that.
out with this is absolutely insane. I'm really hoping some contestants come out who haven't signed NDAs and let us know if all of this is true or false, because this is an insane scandal. We were given maybe 400 calories a meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run out and people would fight, steal, and hoard food. What kind of sick game was this? I thought this was a regular MrBeast video, but they're fighting over food and water?
Yes, bro, they're fighting over food and water. This is literally like an experiment, I swear.
For 2 days before I get
Yo, I remember we were joking, like people be joking how MrBeast could be secretly evil. Maybe them jokes were real, bro.
To sleep 3 to 4
Maybe them
hours.
jokes are actually
we all
real.
slept on the floor on the stadium in a $10 sleeping bag. They offered anyone who lost $1,000 to sign away their rights to join any kind of class action lawsuit of any kind. That is an insane thing to even offer in the first place. Isn't that implying that you've already done something really wrong? I didn't sign, so I did not get the money. After the article came out and things started blowing up, they called everyone back and decided to offer an additional $1,000 per person to make up for the inconveniences. And we'll get to the article as well, because that is yet another bombshell. They knew it was bad because they also offered to provide therapy sessions using their own insurance. And it wasn't Amazon Prime that called me, it was the MrBeast crew. So this therapy session would coincide with what that woman was saying about how she wanted to neck
Amazon
herself.
screwed over
Initially,
the
I did think it was a bit far-fetched because it's a game show. But if what they're saying is true and you were beaten and starved, I mean, yeah, you would want to neck yourself and you'd need therapy sessions, right? I mean, this would be an insane story to make up by 10 different people at the same time.
Alright, see you, bro.
That's kind of crazy to me.
Bro, I was
so
gonna end streaming
I'm
soon
inclined to
anyway.
believe
I was
at
just
least
gonna
some
react
of
to
this
this
stuff
video.
happened.
Have a nice one.
Possibly they're exaggerating, but at least a lot of the bad things did happen here. We were set up to fail, and when men started tackling people to get them out, nothing was done about it. They were not even eliminated. The game that had to do with the briefcase, it literally felt like Hunger Games, while MrBeast is standing on his podium, looking down, watching all of us peasants fight for a chance at $5 million. I know it's a game
Like
show,
an experiment,
and
like I
even
said
with the
earlier.
waiver, it's a company's responsibility to have safety protocols in place to try to prevent injuries. That is
Definitely.
not what was happening here. The fact that there were nurses at the hospital in Las Vegas are also confirming all the injuries that happened is proof they did not have to sign an NDA. So this is what gives the most credibility to this situation, because even in the article it mentions that, yeah, the nurses are confirming these stories as well, because they were getting a sudden influx of injured people, and it was all coming from the MrBeast challenge, dude. And I think the reason this happened is because MrBeast is used to dealing with 100, 200 people at a time, maybe. And he went straight to 5,000 or something, like way more than he can handle. And, you know, he didn't have the staff, he didn't have the sort of team to handle all of this, and this absolutely blew up in his face. Here we got yet another contestant with another story. I was expecting for this competition to be hard, but I did not expect to endure what I did. It was a shit show, to say the least. I believe they were in over their heads and did not plan very well. Here are some of the things I experienced. No one was using a microphone to make announcements, so it was very hard to hear what production was saying. A lot of things got missed. I had to hear through the grapevine about certain things, like when they had Gatorade, when we could go to medical, and when they had snack bags. This just seems like a really poorly organized event that led to an absolute disaster, you know? They handed out undergarment bags to everyone alphabetically by last name. I did not receive my undergarments until the second day of filming. After the first competition, they hadn't fed us in a while and I was feeling lightheaded. I asked someone if they had anything to eat, and they told me to push through and basically suck it up. Oh, you want food, peasant? No, not here in the MrBeast. This is a dojo, all right? You don't get food, pal. On the first day, after 12 hours of having contacts in my eyes, I asked someone if I could go to medical to take them out, and they told me no. I witnessed 2 people that had seizures, and it took medical several minutes for them to get there. I'm assuming this happened because they did not have access to medication, but I could be completely wrong. Medics should have been on the field 24/7, ready to go at all times. Why are people having seizures at your event, MrBeast? What the heck? I heard people were being pushed and shoved by males. I received an email yesterday checking how they're going to check footage, and because they take violence seriously, they should have done this during the game and not after the fact. I would say most of the challenges were definitely geared towards strong and fast men. Yeah, I mean, if you got eliminated and then the next day you realized they cheated, that would be completely messed up and probably illegal. Like, because despite the fact that this is like a game show or whatever the hell, they have to follow certain rules, or you're just, I don't know, wasting people's time and essentially lying to them and breaking your contract. When all the contestants arrived back to the hotel, we were supposed to have flights booked for us to go home. I woke up the next day and with no flight information. With so many contestants trying to go home, I heard they would not have all the flights booked until a few days later. That is so messed up. I had to book my own flight and use money out of my own pocket because I couldn't wait that long because I had to return to work. They're going to reimburse us, but there's no telling when I will see the money. They gave out feastable chocolates. Oh yes, the 30 grams of sugar, gonna load everyone up with some diabetes real quick. My group hoarded chocolate because we weren't sure when the next time they would feed us, and we were afraid we would get hungry. I mean, honestly, this stuff sounds straight out of a survival horror movie or something like that, where there's some evil game show lord who is
like a game show. Yeah, it's like something you find on Netflix.
I don't know
it's like
how
a
much of this is
fictional one
legit,
where
how
they're
much
like
of this is
faking stuff,
confirmed,
but it's real
but I
stuff.
can't say
You know,
there have been
it's showing like how human nature is, but it sucks because like you're torturing them.
In
You
the
know?
hospital with the
Not
contestants.
torturing, but
The
you're like
statement I just read doesn't even
treating them badly.
the half of what I'm hearing. I'm also waiting for confirmation that there were only 2 ambulances for well over 2,000 people, the contestants, including the entire crew. And I'm speaking with someone from the crew right now to get confirmation about how many people were on the crew.
Now here's a picture that I probably blurred. It's essentially somebody's leg that is badly bruised, and apparently they have broken bones after attending this Beast Games event or whatever, and they got brutally assaulted. Another contestant says no medications, no undergarments, despite supplying 5 days of only electrolytes were Gatorade handed out, ran out of meals for people, water would run out, was not a safe space. Many of us knew it would be mentally challenging, but the danger we were put in and lack of care was unexpected. No clear communication between staff, making it worse. People were prepared to go into a MrBeast challenge. They obviously know it can be challenging because they've watched the videos, but they weren't there to be literally tortured. You know, from some of these stories, if these are true, this is torture. All right, denying somebody food, water, medication, and basic sanitation is absolutely insane. One contestant noted production staff hired locally were treated poorly, with some working working shifts in excess of 24 hours in a row. Medications such as inhalers, contact lenses, feminine hygiene products were surrendered, which caused concern among the production's medical staff. Yeah, that is really weird. Why are you confiscating medication? In like
that, yeah, that is weird.
Inhaler possibly help them. Oh my god, you need to breathe? I'm sorry, no breathing allowed in a MrBeast challenge. Contestants were asked to give production team several pair of undergarments, which were not returned upon disqualification. That is crazy. Stealing people's underpants is nah. You taking my underwear? We have beef for life. Okay, I'm sorry. That is crazy, bruh. MrBeast representative says this information is inaccurate. What a great elaboration. It's just inaccurate, guys. Is Chris
Dude,
even
they
my
should have
friend?
went more in
Inaccurate.
depth,
Inaccurate. Just yeah.
If they say it's inaccurate, then
am I doing
it
illegal
makes you look
lotteries
bad,
on
you know?
YouTube for children? Inaccurate, actually. A hospital employee told us, I'm aware of 3 or 4 hospital evacs today. Overnight shift said it was insane, so not sure if or how many hospital evacs were there. Production is a shit show and unprepared for the scale, making decisions as they go along. The bare bones medic staff on site is not adequate and were overwhelmed last night. They compete at night. Let me know what you guys think about all of these MrBeast accusations.
Dang. Bro, that actually sucks. That's not, like, it's actually crazy, like, no joke, actually insane. That happened. What the heck?